name's Ryan, and I'll be your pilot. Tonight, it's a Dalvin Cook kind of night tonight. Boys and girls, one Jets drive just finished up. Was going to do a recap about that. Thought it was not as insightful as maybe some of the other episodes that we've seen in the past. This was a little bit more of a filler episode. So I wanted to get more into the Dalvin Cook stuff. Figure we got a lot of fans wanting to voice their opinions. So boys and girls, you'll get 3 minutes on the clock. After 3 minutes...
That's it! You're out of here!
That's right, you're going to get ejected from the cockpit. And we've got a few things to talk about. I'm going to talk to the chat for a little bit. Let's call it till 9:20. Give us like 10 minutes. Give you my thoughts on the Dalvin Cook signing. 1 year up to $8.6 million. Dolphins fans will have you know that they did not want Dalvin Cook at all, and he's totally washed, and the Jets overpaid for him, and we paid twice as much as the Dolphins were offering him. Get out of here. You're not raining on this parade. We paid too much for a running back, says the Dolphins fans. Kick rocks. Kick rocks, dude. You guys got to try and defend this dude now. You know how I know Dolphins fans are upset? If this script had been flipped, they'd be losing their mind how excited they are. 1,173 yards on the ground, 8 touchdowns, 295 and 2 touchdowns through the air. Dalvin Cook. Let's go. Jets now own the best 1-2 punch in the NFL. Breece Hall, Dalvin Cook. Watch out, AFC East. Watch out, AFC. Jets going to run it down your throat. Whew. Get me all sorts of fired up. I see some people in here. Choronzon. Words are tough. Salah has stated that signing would affect the competition at running back. Maybe somehow we keep 5. Not sure how I feel about that. Jets aren't going to keep 5 running backs. Not going to happen. Now, I would say, look, Breece, Cook, Izzy. Those 3 are a lock to make the roster. You're talking about Bam, Knight, and Carter are the 2 odd men out. One of those guys will be the odd man out. Now, I do think that the Jets were looking to keep Bawden, a fullback, on the roster, which could open up another can of worms because now you got to try and find a role for the fullback or another roster spot for the fullback. I've been saying for the last few weeks, Jets, I think, are going to carry 2 quarterbacks. I know there's that rule that you can carry 3 quarterbacks on the active game day roster, but that would actually take up a roster spot. So I think what's going to happen is you're going to see the Jets go down to 2 quarterbacks. Tim Boyle, sorry, odd man out. No one's signing your ass during the season. Like, I'm sorry. That's a fact. Jets are going to be able to get Tim Boyle at any point in the season if they feel they need him. And the Jets will keep an extra body on their roster that they can hold on to. They're going to bank on Rodgers playing every game this season. And if Rodgers goes down, Zach's got to come in. If Zach gets knocked out at some point during the regular season, you're probably punting on that game anyway, realistically. Now, come playoff time, if you want to carry 3 quarterbacks, God forbid you lose the first 2, I think that's totally fine. But I would save the roster spot for one of the running backs, hold on to one of those guys, maybe keep the fullback. That would be my opinion on that. Dakota, very upset, says, Cook can't block. Bad choice, I guess. Typed by Bill. I don't know what that means. I don't care. Kevin Sanchez comes in and says, Cook signing is giving me LaDainian Tomlinson vibes from 2010. I'm super pumped to have Dalvin Cook in our running back room. Let's go. Well, the fact that he's willing to take less money than he was offered by the Patriots to come to New York shows that things are turning around. Akiva asks, what number will he be wearing? I'm going to guess 33. I don't think Reed should have to give up number 4. I think Reed has earned the right to keep number 4. Greg says, this is a Dalvin cookout. Damn right, every tailgate this year is going to be a Dalvin cookout. Ben, love you, Rye, but no idea how you can equate Bam and Michael Carter. Laugh my ass off. I feel like it isn't a question. Bam is the odd man out. Well, I don't know. Well, I think that's probably the fact. I think that's probably what's going to happen is Bam's going to be the odd man out because Carter has so much leadership within the Jets locker room. And I think last year was just a weird season for Carter. He had an injury. I think this year, you saw him like even in the Panthers game this past weekend, he looked a lot better this week than he did towards the end of last season. And, did he play the first week? I don't know if he played the Hall of Fame game. But either way, I like what we have in Michael Carter, and I like the leadership. I don't want him to go anywhere. So I think the fan base seems like Bam Knight is the odd man out. I feel like that's probably where I am as well. Mothman says, Dolphins fans now didn't want Cook. LOL, damn clowns. Yeah, you damn right. They were like all bitching and moaning like, the Jets aren't going to get him. His trainer said X, Y, Z, and the Jets fans will be upset with what Dalvin Cook said in private. I shouldn't say this word out loud. Kick rocks. Go pound sand. Take a long walk off a short pier, Dolphins fans. Cook's with the Jets. Yeah, I can go home. I can go back. I can wait. There's no rush. I'm going to take less money and go to the Jets. Get used to it. Go up against him twice. Ricky says, my only gripe with a lot of Jets fans is how fast they switch up. Went from we want Cook to he's washed to we got Cook, let's go. Like, just stay on one side. I'm happy we got him, though. Hey, look, it's totally fine. I understand fans playing both sides of the aisle. Cook leaves without a contract. Everyone's panicking. Oh, my God, Dalvin Cook, he's going to leave. He left the Florham Park without a contract. He said he wasn't signing a contract 2 days before he showed up at Florham Park. He said, I'm not signing a contract that day. I got to go home and talk to my family. Goes home, talks to his family. He says, hey, you know what, family? That bad man up in New York, Aaron Rodgers? That other bad man, Breece Hall? Yeah, we going to be in the backfield together, and we're going to fucking run it down the Finn's throat. Should have signed him when he could have. Max says, best running back room, best D-line, best secondary? It's entirely possible. You can make a strong argument. I think the Jets definitely have the best secondary. Safety, maybe you maybe don't feel 100% good on. I feel fine with it. I like Tony Adams. I like Whitehead. But I understand if maybe there's some other tandems out there that might cause a little bit of concern. Running back room, got to be the best in the league. Name another one. Chubb and Hunt aren't together anymore. So that's like kind of the other team that I was sort of looking at. And then best D-line. We're like, you could have our third string defensive line could be a starting defensive line in this league. That's how good they are. Blitz Crew comes in and says the Dolphins traded too much for a cornerback they won't have until December. Hey, let's talk about this. The next time you hear Dolphins fans say, oh, the Jets overpaid for Cook. Oh, the Jets paid a first rounder for a 40-year-old quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. Remind them they paid a first-round pick for Tom Brady, and he never took a fucking snap for him. They gave up their first-round pick, 18 overall or 20 overall or whatever pick it was. They're like, oh, no, we don't need a first-round pick. Oh, we're not getting Tom Brady? Oh, we're not allowed to talk to him while he's under contract with another team? Fucking stupid mammals. God dang it. Those dumb Dolphins. Sorry. Get out of here. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Get me all fired up. Dakota saying Miami fans will say they never needed him all of a sudden. How pathetic. It's exactly what they're going to say. Gilbert drops in with the happy feet, jumping around, getting all excited. I wish it popped up on the little super chat, but it doesn't. But thank you very much. All the same. Sky C drops in, says, hey, Ryan, great to see you. It's been a minute. Super excited about our season. It's astonishing how good we look in all three phases. Do you think running back gets on the practice squad? Bam is the one that is going to be the odd man out, I think. And I do think that they're going to try and stash him on the practice squad, but I think there is a very good possibility he ends up going to Miami. Like, that's the sort of bittersweet part of this. Like, if Bam Knight winds up being like a boss, goes to Miami and Dalvin Cook looks like dog poo. I don't really want to see it, but Breece Hall's our main guy. Hall and Cook, dude, I don't even have to worry about it. I don't care. Gotham City Jets saying, hey, Ryan, Pats signed Zeke. I would say we got the better deal. Want to see Belichick crying all season. Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. They signed Zeke for up to $6.8 million, I think is what it was, $6.1 million. Jets have Cook, a much better running back, for up to 8.6. So you pay maybe $2 million more if he balls out. You're talking incentives here. No issues with this whatsoever. Mumtaz comes in, says, not to be negative, but Buffalo Jet fan had brutal stats for Dalvin Cook, suggesting he's bad lately. Turnovers, lack of blocking are two of them. Yes, that's going to be a common thread through, I think, the criticism of Dalvin Cook. His blocking may not be great. His drops could be an issue. You know who has a higher drop percentage? Joe Mixon. Guess what? That's okay. I like Joe Mixon. I'd have Joe Mixon as a running back. There's a lot of other stats. I'll have to go back. There was a really good thread on Jet Nation that went through like all these nitpicked things and like equating them to like, okay, Jonathan Taylor has this many, or, you know, Joe Mixon has this many. And you're looking back and forth. You're like, wait, well, why are we concerned about it? Like, these are good running backs that we would want to have. Now, remember, Dalvin Cook's going to have a much smaller sample size than what he had in Minnesota. So you're going to need home run threat or home run caliber potential every single time. That's what you're kind of hoping for. The quantity of quality snaps is going to be so much more important than the quantity of total snaps. Like, if I can get 100 rushes this year from Dalvin Cook at 100% and 100 rushes from Breece Hall at 100%, those two guys at 100%, much better than, 150 with like a guy getting banged up throughout the year. I understand some of the concern with Dalvin Cook. There was the expected yards. He had one of the best offensive lines, had one of the lowest expected rushes or expected yards per rush. So there is certainly some warts that you could be concerned about with Dalvin Cook. You're not going to rain on my parade, though. I'm fucking fired up about this. Dude, I'm excited. Very excited about this player. Jet fans, I think you should be as well. Blitz Crew dropping in saying Dye will make the practice squad. Bam might make it past waivers. Yeah, I do think Dye has a better shot at making the practice squad, and that's okay. I'm fine with Dye as well. I think you'd be just fine with him. Yeah, honestly, if you're getting down to Bam Knight and Dye after Breece and Cook and Izzy and Carter, you're probably in a world of hurt at that point anyway. Minnesota Jets fan says, as a Jets fan here in Minnesota, I'm currently hiding in my garage because all the hate looks I'm getting is dangerous. Behind enemy lines. I love it. Mitt Flair says, any Dalvin yards or touchdown predictions? I'm not going to give him a total amount of yards, but I'm going to say his yards per carry will be north of 4. I think you're going to see like a 4.2. It might be a tick down. Let's call it 4.2, and let's call it 5 touchdowns. 4.2 and 5 touchdowns. I'm okay with that. Considering you're getting Breece maybe for 1,100, 1,200 yards and hopefully like 10 touchdowns across the board. Let's go. Tim saying Finns will be crying for Cook if one of their backs goes down. Just saying. Completely agree. Jerome says, it's no coincidence that Cook signed today. He lost all leverage when the Jets running backs played so well on Saturday. I don't think 8.6 implies that he lost leverage. That was actually on the higher end of contracts that I think he would have gotten. If you had told me what I thought the Jets were willing to pay for Cook, I would have said like 6, maybe incentives to 7. If I heard before it was like guaranteed 7, incentives up to 8.6. If that is true, I'm okay with that. But it is a little bit higher than I was expecting for him, especially as like a backup running back. Ray Billy Ober says, one Jets drive was awesome. Yeah, it was really cool seeing Michael Clemens on the yoga mat. You got to see Corey Davis on the field a little bit. You got to see a look behind the scenes at the Panthers game. Thought that was cool. The Hall of Fame game, Hall of Fame in general. Ryan Rivera says, what is the possibility Hall starts this season on the injured reserve list available to return midseason? I think he would be the short-term IR. It would be a 4-week IR if that's the case. But hey, look, I'll be honest. If the Jets want to get a little squirrely with stuff, and it's like, I haven't seen people talk about this, but guess what? Breece Hall only has 7 games played in his career, or 6.5, or whatever you want to call it, in what he played last year. If he starts the season in any way, shape, or form on a delayed, IR or something like that, I don't know if IR is part of your accrued season's plays. In order to hit free agency, Breece Hall is going to need 3 accrued years. If he misses the majority of last season and a chunk of this season, and he misses at any point during this season or the next 2 seasons, enough where he doesn't hit 3 accrued years, he's going to be a restricted free agent, and the Jets are going to tag him for a lot less in year 5. Like, you almost get that 5th year option at a dirt cheap option from Breece Hall, where you don't have to franchise tag him. Now, I would expect a holdout at that point. You'd have to negotiate a contract, but at least it's not the franchise tag that's holding over your head. I do think there's a really good shot that the Jets are going to be able to get Breece Hall as a restricted free agent at the end of his contract because of the injury he sustained last year and what may transpire the next 3 years. Wild stuff. Tigo says, Kaz had the most interesting report about the whole Dalvin Cook thing. Lots of people thought Cook was because Breece was behind schedule, but Kaz said Breece is on track for week 1, and so is Cook. Yeah, so Cook is going to be able to have, fresh reps at the beginning of the season. Now, he's coming off a shoulder surgery, and they're saying he should be practicing in the next week or so, or after next week, I think is what I saw. King Lowski says, I got to join the cockpit. Pause. That's right. We'll get over to I'll go over to the phone lines in just a second. Let me get some super chats in here. Truman comes in. Thank you for the super chat. Says, now we're cooking with grease. Who's the best player available to get us? Please, let's get Davante Adams. I think I would target offensive line. I don't think Davante Adams is realistic for this year. I don't think David Bakhtiari is realistic for this year. I think Bakhtiari next year, Davante Adams off chance of maybe next year. I'm not sure. James Alba coming in says, people always negatively bring up EPA, that is expected yards per attempt. Cook was also second in the NFL in yards after contact. Still can make you miss. My only concern is our running back is pretty poor pass blocking, but we can work around it. Yeah, I think you'll see, maybe in those types of situations, Cook just not being the blocking type back. Like, what's the harm in that? It's okay. You can call plays without the running back needing to block. You could flex him out as wide receiver. Let him go out to the flat. If he has to chip someone, maybe it's just a chip and peel off. I'm okay with that. I'm not drafting a running back to block. Just a portion of the job. It's a concern, but just a portion of it. All right. Boys and girls, call-in number is going to be linked in the live chat. It's going to be the pinned comment in the live chat. I'm pinning it right now. If you'd like to call in, I want to hear your thoughts on everything revolving around Dalvin Cook and just how awesome this could potentially be. Give me 1 second. I need to figure something out on this end because I don't think I set it up yet. So let's see. Sorry, boys. Nope. What am I doing? Hitting all sorts of stupid stuff now. All right. You know what? I could do this. This is how we're going to do it. Boom. Shrink that down. And we are going to make this our guests for tonight. All right. Real quick before I get into the calls, Blitz Crew comes in, says, O-line would be so much better if Becton would play right tackle. He said he would play any position. Now, I know we saw the whole, I'm a left tackle, it is what it is, kind of a thing. Get over it. We'll figure it out. We got our boy Ego joining the show. Then Christian, then Mutt Viles. welcome to the cockpit. How you feeling, brother?
Am I on? Is it me?
You're on. That's you. You're here.
Oh man, you got cut out real quick. I was like, I was watching the live stream. I was confused. How are we feeling, man? I'm still in a place where I don't know how I feel 100% about the Dalvin Cook thing, because I'm like, yes, we got better at running back, and now we probably have the best running back duo in the NFL. But also, $8.6 million is a lot of money for especially because 7 is fully guaranteed, is a lot of money for a running back in decline. And I was really hoping that we were saving this money for a wide receiver, because I thought that was a bigger need than running back, especially if the cause report is true. Like, if Brees is on track to make it to week 1, I just don't know how to feel. Like, it's not like a negative thing. It's our team got better today.
Sure.
But was this the priority? Did the running back room need to be the priority? Make this make sense to me.
Dude, I'll be honest. I have a thumbnail queued up that I was making earlier today. I was like, the Jets don't need Cook. And it had, I don't know if it had Izzy on it or Michael Carter on, whatever it was. I was like, we don't need Dalvin Cook. And I was like, I'll make a video tomorrow about it. Well, I'm glad I didn't do it. Because guess what? I made a video about Zach Martin. 4 hours later, dude signs a restructured contract. Today, Dalvin Cook is a New York Jet. I have no issues with this whatsoever. Now, yes, there's the expected yards per carry. There's hey, we want Brees to get the lion's share of the touches. And even after the Panthers game, I'm like, oh, wow, Carter is looking better. The offensive line is looking pretty good. But at the same time, it's still a vanilla defense. I still, if Brees goes down and you got to rely on Michael Carter or Bam Knight or Izzy, I don't know if I'm feeling super comfortable. Dalvin Cook at least kind of solidifies that. Now, I would say offensive line is a bigger need. Is there one out there right now? I think you can argue you could still sign someone. Even if it's $7 million guaranteed, we don't know if it's $7 million guaranteed all in this 1 year, because it may be a void year or two at the end of it to kind of stretch out that cap hit. I don't know if the actual official structure has been drawn out yet, but regardless, Jets have about $10 million in salary cap space. We have plenty of room to go out and get another, tackle that gets cut or something along those lines. Maybe there's a Morgan Moses type tackle out there.
People keep dreaming about the tackle situation. People keep dreaming about the tackle situation. Morgan Moses got cut because of COVID. The cap went down. Yep. It wasn't because he was a bad tackle. Good tackles don't get cut. Lyle Collins is the most likely scenario, and the Cincinnati Bengals would be dumb to cut him. They should, if they need to cut somebody, cut Joe Mixon, because their seasons have been ruined because they can't protect freaking Joe Burrow. He's already down because he was running for his life at practice. Look, Dalvin Cook is a New York Jet, and that's good for the New York Jets no matter what. But did it have to be the priority? I don't know. Whatever. Joe Douglas is smarter than all of us. I'll trust what he does.
Get out of here, Tigo. Don't you rain on my parade. You jerk. Tigo, everybody. Truman Show drops in. Truman Show says, Cook to the Jets was a deal for me when I saw Zeke to the Pats. Just a no-brainer. Yeah, especially when you look at what the Patriots paid for Zeke and what the Jets paid for Cook. I would much rather the extra $2 million and get Cook than have Zeke on the roster. All right, we're jumping over to Christian. Christian, how you doing tonight, brother?
Sound the chat right now.
I love it. I love it, Christian. Talk to me.
Yep, that's how I'm feeling right now. At this point, we're not just gonna be cooking the rest of the AFC East or the rest of the AFC. We're just gonna be cooking the rest of the league at this point. Whoa!
I love it. You can't stop our running game. Is there a better 1-2 punch in the NFL right now than Brees Hall and Dalvin Cook? Now that Chubb and Hunt aren't together, I don't know if there is.
Yeah, it's
Green
very
Bay's
debatable.
got a pretty decent running room, but I'm not taking them over our room.
Yeah, and also Zeke to the past, just is laughing in my face right now because I feel like they paid $6 million too many for them to play center or something.
Oh my god, dude. I'm just excited to be able to, I feel like I could take a little bit of a breath. I was concerned they would be rushing Brees back too soon and they want him to get on the field. Now it's okay, they're only going to put Brees out there if they're 100% confident because they have someone else. So if he is out there, I have that much more faith in the Jets training staff and evaluation of how Brees' injury has healed.
Yeah, and also I feel like this pays better in our situation because
Mhm.
it's likely that Brees is not going to be 100% by week 1.
Mhm.
So I feel like that this would make our running game even more when Brees isn't on the field, and it would be better for us. So I really enjoyed it. It caught me off guard for a second, but now I'm feeling happy about it.
Dude, I definitely, I'm looking at my phone and my one buddy like texts me, he goes, "Oh, it looks like Cook's going to the Jets." And I'm like, because he signed with the Patriots? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, it doesn't mean Cook is going to the Jets. And then I like see another tweet and it's like, oh, wait, he's actually coming to the Jets. Let's go. Like, I was not, I woke up today not expecting to see any Dalvin Cook news. I just assumed he was going to be going to Miami at some point in time because our running backs were looking like okay in the last preseason game.
Yeah, and screw all of the Dolphin fans that are just hating on us, but like, hey, just let them hate because that's gonna drive more motivation. And plus, they have no idea what they're talking about.
Dude, they are so salty right now. A whole fan base of fish just all banged up. They're all sorts of stuff. Like literally my Twitter feed is just getting like blasted with Dolphins fans. They're like, the Jets overpaid. Oh, Dalvin Cook, he wanted to be in Miami. The Jets had to pay him double what he wanted. Yeah, well, he took less than what the Patriots offered him. So clearly there was a market for this dude at the price the Jets were sniffing around, and the Jets got him for a lower price than expected. Christian, thank you so much for the call. You have been ejected from the cockpit. Blitz Crew hops in. Blitz Crew says this running back crew lets us control time of possession and keep Mahomes off the field. This is a signing with the Bills and the Chiefs and even like the Bengals in mind. Don't get it twisted. Blitz Crew is spot on here. This is to try and protect the Jets in the situation of, oh no, we cannot give the ball back to Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen or Herbert, Burrow, any of these AFC quarterbacks that we're all hot and bothered by. This helps the offense. This keeps our defense fresher. This keeps our running backs' legs fresher. 100% Blitz Crew on the same page. We've got Miles joining the show. What's up, dude? How you doing?
All them Dolphin fan tears are going to be amazing all season long. Just watching them cry for not getting Dalvin Cook is amazing. My only thing, though, is that I don't understand why people complain about this, because if I can say one thing quick, anybody remember back when back in 2020, we had Sam Darnold, then Michael P. Ryan, Perriman, Mims, Barrios, Smith. I don't know what the tight end is. Do I need to continue, Richie? And they're like, bro, Ryan, oh my God. I was just I'm really just losing my shit, bro. My whole mind's all over the place.
You look at the weapons. I saw someone post
the same thing, man.
Someone posted this in another, I don't know if it was a tweet or in the forum, but they're like, oh, remember when we used to have this lineup? And I wish I could find it right now because it was like
exactly what I'm looking at right now.
It was like 5-6 no-name players. And you're like, okay, now there's like household names across the entire Jets roster.
I'll send it to you right now for you if I can. Where you at? There you are. I'll send it to you on Twitter. This is the tweet list I was reading from. But now if you look, though, what a change. That's all I have to say is just what a change.
Dude, entirely different. My entire feed is just pissed off Dolphins fans right now. I love it. Yeah. So tomorrow, please give me an offense of Sam Darnold, P. Ryan, Perriman, Mims, Barrios, Smith. Don't know who the tight end. Who was the tight end at that point? Was it
Ryan Griffin?
Oh, it was Griffin. That's right. And then, yeah, I mean, totally different. Our offensive line is still a little bit left to be desired, but overall, very, very happy with where we're at because I do think Aaron Rodgers and the rest of these weapons are going to make it easier for the offensive line as well.
Of course, and especially when you have Breece Hall who's going to come back probably by week 4. You now have Dalvin Cook. You have Michael Carter. Even if Bam's gone, because I feel like he's going to be the odd man out. You still have Izzy, and they can just control the time of possession. Let's go, Blitz Crew. Hit that right on the nail. Dude, time possession is what you need to do, and we got a bunch of psychos on that D-line.
Oh, man. Dude,
I love that nickname that
I think the sack record is, 72 or 73 on the season by the 84 Bears. The Eagles set it last year, or had the highest last year, I think, was 70. You're talking about 1 sack per quarter gets you to 68 on the season. If the Jets are leading by a lot this year, we're going to be pinning our ears back nonstop. They're going to be sending guys left, right, and sideways after quarterbacks.
I'm just getting ready for a 14-3 season. I already had us going at 12-5. Now
Yep.
I see 14-3 plus. I was talking to my brother. He was saying he was more worried about Mahomes. I'm not worried about him anymore because now we can control the clock. We got pass rushers. We finally have a freaking quarterback. We're going to be going off this year, and I honestly cannot wait to see it.
Dude, it's been a long time coming. Jet fans have earned every bit of this right now. Mutt Viles, you have been ejected from the cockpit. I love you, brother. Thank you so much for hanging out. Gonna go to the next person on the line. We got Carson. Carson, how you doing, brother?
What's going on, Ryan?
Dude, long time no talk. How you feeling about this Dalvin Cook stuff? I have a hunch. I have a hunch.
It's been a while.
You're gonna be a little
It's been a while.
skeptical. Little skeptical.
Now wait, now let me ask you. Can you hear me? Because I got a new mic.
I can hear
me
you
fine?
loud and clear. You sound crystal clear.
Okay, cool. Cool. Okay, so a couple things that I'd like to talk about with this whole Dalvin situation. The contract's okay. I don't feel any type of way about it, especially when we saved $35 million from Aaron Rodgers. So really, that doesn't bother me too much about the contract. We're going for it this year. If you need to overpay for Dalvin Cook a little bit, just if another contender was involved, overpay a little bit. It's okay. I'm not really too worried about that. The one thing I want to bring up is I love the cautionary signing of this due to the fact of Breece Hall's torn ACL, and here's why. Okay, if you look in recent memory over the last, let's say, 12 years, okay, there have been only 2 running backs ever in the NFL in the last 10 to 15 years that I can remember in my lifetime that have come back and rushed for 1,000 yards after a torn ACL. That was Adrian Peterson and Jamal Charles. Okay. I love how precautionary they are being with Breece because of how exemplary of a talent he is. So getting Dalvin Cook is awesome for this team. Now, I don't see Michael Carter getting cut just due to, like you brought up before, with leadership. I think he's a very influential piece in this team. Izzy looks a lot better than I had previously thought that he was going to look up until this point. He looks very explosive in the preseason. He has to work a little bit on his catching ability out of the backfield. That was a little bit of a knock to him coming out of Pitt. I do, however, think that Ben Knight is going to be out the door. Whether or not they trade him or waive him, I don't. It's unfortunate because I think he's a good player. I really do. I happen to like Ben Knight. But this move shows that we do not have any ineptitude in the front office. We are active. We are going. I would love to see an offensive line move. David Bakhtiari, at his current salary, there would have to be salary retained. But I don't see it. I just don't see it. I would have loved Zach Martin.
I think Bakhtiari is a next year move because he's got a $40 million cap hit next year. This year, he's like, it would be prohibitive for the Packers to trade him. We'd have to probably pay a premium in order to like offset the money they'd hit in dead cap.
Now let me ask you, because not enough people are really talking about this. You got who do you think's gonna take the center position? You think it's Tippmann or McGovern?
I think McGovern starts. I'd like to see Tippmann earn it at some point. I really like what we got out of him. Now it's, I heard his run blocking's better than his pass blocking. I guess we'll have to wait and sort of see. I think McGovern's going to start, though. That would be my gut feeling.
So
Carson. Boom! Sorry, dude. Only 3 minutes. Too many people excited. We've got Fabian, then Charles, then Ryan, then Lowski up. But first, going to hop over to some Super Chats. Truman coming in. I know it's way too early. But Audric Estime would be a draft day steal. Joe Douglas probably go to draft day jail for that genius deal. I haven't done my research yet, so I'm not going to talk any sorts of draft yet. I'm not even thinking draft. Mutt Viles comes in and says, my bad, Ryan, for saying Richie again. Yeah, come on. I know we're both good-looking dudes that start with the letter R. That's all right. I get called Matt all the time. For some reason, like everyone in my comment section, or when they even meet me in person, Matt, I haven't seen you in so long. It's like, it's because I'm not Matt. It's like, Matt's 7 feet tall. That's all right. Been losing my mind all day with the Cook signing. Madden 24 servers not working and just excited for the season. Yeah, I'm sure with all this hype around this New York Jets team, there's no way you're going to be able to get on Madden because everyone's thinking like, yo, I got to play with this Jets team. Red John comes in, says $7 million to sign, $1.6 million to keep him from the Fins. Yeah, right. $1.6 million in incentives. I'll be honest, I wouldn't have cared if he went to the Dolphins. Our defense is so good, I would not be threatened by the Dolphins having Dalvin Cook. I'm fine with the Patriots getting Zeke. But it is nice having Dalvin Cook on our side. Because you know the Dolphins fans were like rubbing their nipples. They're like, oh, I can't wait to get Dalvin Cook. He left the Jets without a contract. And now they're like, oh, he was never going to sign with the Jets. And now he signed with the Jets. But the Jets overpaid. And they're losers. And, yeah, kick rocks. Squish the fish, baby. Done with them. Fabian joining the channel. Fabian, how you doing tonight, brother?
Yo, what's up, Ryan? It's been a while. How you been, man?
I'm hanging in there.
Congratulations.
How you feeling about this Dalvin Cook stuff?
Good, man. Good. Hey, congratulations on the newborn, man.
Thank you. Yeah, Baby
good.
Ren is doing well.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer, man. It's a $7 million base salary. He could get injured tomorrow, and you know what? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's not. You know, it's a no-brainer. We could let Brees sit for 4 games, and I think it's good. I was calm because you know what, man. I think a lot of this is Robert Saleh, man. I think Robert Saleh is so likable. I know Aaron Rodgers is here, but I think there's something with Robert Saleh. I don't know how you feel, and I know it's Aaron Rodgers via Hackett, but I think there's something about Robert Saleh, and I have some issues with his in-game thing, but I think there's something with him. You know what I'm saying? It's something that I think people are attracted to him. He's a player's coach. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, no, dude, I'm on the same wavelength. I don't know if Cook was necessarily signing because of Saleh. Like, I think the Rodgers connection because of the NFC North was probably the driving factor. But I think Saleh's personality, there's a reason why you get Laken Tomlinson and DJ Reed and like all these guys that want to play for Robert Saleh. Like his coaching style, the way he treats his players, they're not, you know, like, hey, you got to do this, you got to go do that. No. I want you to earn as much money as you could possibly earn because that means you're playing well for us. Like, that's the way a leader leads his team. And I think Robert Saleh is one of the best leaders of men we could possibly have. I understand some in-game stuff. You want to be concerned with the way he challenges things. Maybe they get stuck and they call timeout in an unorthodox time.
The Lions game was rough, yeah.
Yes. There's going to be issues like that. And I think, with experience that will come to be. I like Saleh, though. I think he's the right guy for the job.
100%. I wanted to ask you about the offensive line.
Sure.
I want why Becton is playing left tackle during the preseason as opposed to right tackle. Is that going to be a competition with Dwayne Brown? Why? Because someone was talking about right tackle and left tackle, and it's like 2 different countries, and I'm like, let him play a right tackle with him and AVT on the right side, Dwayne Brown, maybe McGovern and left guard, and you get Tippmann started, whatever you have to do. But the fact that they're putting him at left tackle in all these preseason games, it's like, yeah, he's doing good, but that's where I'm a little lost in what they're doing. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I get the feeling they have a handshake agreement with Dwayne Brown saying like, hey, don't worry about training camp. Come back when you're ready. We're going to start Becton over there because he wants to be on the left-hand side. I want to see Becton on the right-hand side personally. Maybe there's a situation like I want to see Brown as healthy as possible, but like if he didn't play week 1 and we had to see like Becton at left tackle just to give it a whirly bird, like I think Becton has the highest upside of our offensive lineman outside of AVT, and it's just a 100%. Matter of like, how do you get him on the field? Like, I think him at right tackle with AVT and Tippmann, hopefully on that like right to center, would be friggin' awesome. I think McGovern's probably going to start at center, but I do think Dwayne Brown is probably going to be the left tackle, more likely than not.
That's what I think.
Boom, Fabian. No, you had some more to say, but not tonight. We got Charles for the show. Charles, how you doing tonight, brother? How you feeling about Dalvin Cook?
I feel good, man. It's funny. I didn't even know how this thing happened. I was listening to some Chris Daughtry music, and I look at the right-hand side of my screen, and I see Jets Media's title and go, Jets signed Dalvin Cook. I'm like, what the fuck? I take off my headphones. I unplug it and
Jets got Cook.
I was like, holy shit. And I actually said a couple of funny shit in the chat.
Dude,
Jets
when I saw that Zeke was going to the Patriots, I was like, okay, the Bills, We got James Cook. The Dolphins, maybe Dalvin Cook. Oh, the Patriots, Zeke cooked Elliott, because I think he's cooked. And then the Jets, did you say Cook? And then it's Mekhi Becton like, I had this whole skit worked out. It was going to be perfect. And then Dalvin Cook signs. And I'm like, okay, well, gotta switch around the skit a little bit. Maybe I'll do something different.
With all due respect to the Patriots, Zeke's not going to start for them. It's going to be Ramondre Stevenson.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Dolphins still have Raheem Mostert, I think.
Yeah, they definitely do. The
happy
Dolphins running back room is actually pretty solid. Like, I do like their running back room.
I think it's the best in the NFL. I think we have some really good running backs.
They're spending $22.3 million in running back dollars. The Jets are spending $22.3 in running back dollars before Dalvin Cook. So it depends who we wind up cutting and saving and like what that offset is. But the Jets are paying like probably about $5 to $6 million more in running back contracts than the Dolphins are for this year.
I think Bam Knight's going to get cut, but he may be put on the practice squad, so who the hell knows. What I'm going to say is that I was so impressed with the Jets win on Saturday. Mm-hmm. Man, it felt so fucking good just watching them whoop ass and take names.
Was there a player that stood out to you the most?
Well, there's three. First, I'll start off with Joe Tippmann. Yep. I think he's a tremendous football player. To me, he should start over Connor McGovern. I like McGovern, but the one play that pissed me the fuck off, excuse my language, was that tripping penalty. I was like, dude, what the fuck was that? I'm like, you jackass.
That was 100% a trip.
I was like, my mother was like, Charles. I'm like, Mom, you don't understand.
I mean, he threw his leg. He definitely threw his leg
out.
I'm wearing green shades on, and that was a trip. That was 100% a trip. That was the right call.
Number two, Will McDonald looks like a stud. My dad agrees with me. He thinks the guy's an athletic freak.
Dude, people his spin move is outrageous.
Did you see Jermaine Johnson's spin move was sick? And did you see how he bull rushed that
Jermaine Johnson is my breakout player on defense this year, bar none. 100%. He's going to be my top guy on defense this year.
And I got to say, Joe Tippmann, Will McDonald, and Israel Abanikanda.
See, he knew it. The ejection was coming. I love it, Charles. Ryan, good to have you back on, brother. Welcome to the cockpit.
Hey, congratulations on baby number 2.
Thank you very much. We were over at the NICU this morning, hanging out with her. She opened her eyes and looked at us for the first time because we just had her on Wednesday, so she's still raw and juicy looking. But yeah, thank you very much.
So a few things I wanted to talk about. Number one, the Dalvin Cook, I definitely wanted him because I really think use this, especially use him in the gauntlet of the first 6 games. I mean, that's dangerous. But I'm not happy with the contract. I thought that Joe D would kind of stick to his guns. I feel like he paid. I feel like he kind of not panicked, but I feel like it was almost more of, all right, well, Zeke just got signed. We'll go and we'll bump our offer and get this thing tied up. And that's just kind of how I feel. But
I do think the contract was a little richer than I expected us to pay for a backup running back. I thought Douglas was going to stick to his guns. I thought 6 was going to be the limit for Cook.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I heard the Patriots offered him 9, and he came down. Now it's only $500,000 less. But did the Jets go out and up the offer? I mean, it's possible, but I didn't feel like the running backs performed poorly in Carolina. They still seemed all right. This seems like a weird time to sign him.
I just hope Michael Carter doesn't get jealous like he did with the whole Robinson thing and revert back to, being that depressed back or upset back that just is not himself. And I hope he understands it's a business and he's going to get his playing time. Believe in him, but we need insurance just in case, I
think he understands it to some extent because we drafted Izzy, that immediately in my mind says, okay, Brees, okay, Izzy eventually at some point. And then Carter, you're kind of on this bubble. Bam Knight, kind of on this bubble. But bringing in Cook, I do think Bam is probably the odd man out, and I hope the personality of Carter doesn't change. I want the running back room to be all smiles and happiness.
All right, I do have a few other things I want to get to, but part of me thinks A little part of me does think that there's a possibility that Joe Douglas trades him. And the only reason I say that is because he was really close and kind of in cahoots with Moore. Was that his name?
Yeah, Elijah
Number 8.
Moore.
Yeah, Elijah Moore. And
Sure.
him getting traded and just feeling last year, maybe he's on his way out. They kind of work these things out to where you look disgruntled or something like that, you're gone. So
boom, Ryan, you've been ejected from the cockpit. I want to get to those comments you were saying though. So he was saying that Elijah Moore and Michael Carter were very close. So could there be a situation where they are just a little bit more sorry, got to boot you real quick. I think there could be a situation where Michael Carter wanted to be. Oh, I'm here. You're not supposed to be here though. You're supposed to be in the green room. Sorry, because you've been ejected. But I will say this: I think the thought of Michael Carter and Elijah Moore being sort of in cahoots and having that situation where maybe Carter's a little salty because of how Elijah Moore's situation worked out. Maybe they know something behind the scenes. I mean, to me, Michael Carter is the voice. I think he is a strong voice in this locker room. I think there's certain glue guys. Like Keelan Cole was a glue guy. Dan Feeney was a glue guy. And those guys could be, replaceable to some level in some degree. Michael Carter has so many good forced missed tackles. I don't want to see him go. I really want to believe he wants to be a Jet, and I love his personality. His personality reminds me of Jamal Williams from, formerly from Green Bay, Detroit. Now he's on the Saints. Like, that's the type of personality that I see of him. And I hope he wants to hang around a little bit longer and he understands this is for the best for the team moving forward. And you know what? Maybe that means Carter's not going to be here long term. I think running back is a young man's game, and eventually, when you get to the end of your contract, there's going to be younger guys behind you that are ultimately going to be there to kind of fill in that role. But as far as him being in cahoots with Moore, it's entirely possible. They were very close. I thought they were really close friends from what I've seen, and I just don't want that to be the case because I don't really like Elijah Moore, and I really like Michael Carter. But I did like Elijah Moore before all the bullshit, so... Blitzcrew says, I loved in One Jets Drive the DNs getting tips from Burns. Yeah, Brian Burns was coaching up, I believe it was Solomon Thomas, Jermaine Johnson, and I don't remember who the third one. I think there was 3 guys there. Quinnen was standing close to him, I think. But they were asking him like, okay, when you're out this far wide, what's your move? He's like, I'm going to go this way. I know I'm faster than the tackle, so I'm going to plant my foot, or the guard or whatever he's talking about. I'm going to plant my foot. I'm going to do a spin move up this way. And I feel like those guys picking the brain, that's why I love joint practices, because it's very much a there's the sharing of ideas. I feel like the NFL is such a short-lived sport where guys, they might play one guy one time in their career. Think about that. You play Carolina this year. You're not playing them again for another 4 years. The average NFL career is 3.5 seasons. So the sharing of ideas between guys, there's a brotherhood, and I really like what we got to see from that, and I thought that was a little glimpse inside of it. So Blitzcrew, I completely agree with you there. Pooch Guy comes in. He says, who effing cares about the money? It's a 1-year deal. That's it. The Jets had $16 million in cap space. Now the Jets are going to have about $8 million in cap space, maybe more depending on how this contract is actually structured. Like maybe there are void years or something like that. I haven't actually seen like the over the cap contract structure on this, but either way, $8.6 million for 1 year and you're going all in for a Super Bowl and you just signed the best free agent on the market. Yeah, I'm about that. I don't care about the money. I don't care. We spend money. We spent double this on Le'Veon Bell, and I was excited. Dalvin Cook's a better running back at this point in time, right now, because I don't think he's as washed as Cook or as Bell was at the time. And we got the quarterback. We're going for a ring. I don't care. I'm with Pooch Guy on this.
I got something else to say.
Nope, unassign you. You're supposed to be in the green room, Ryan. I'll get back to you though. You're up in 3. So Lowski comes in. You got 3 minutes, brother. How you feeling?
What's going on, Ryan? How you doing, my brother?
I'm hanging in there. How you feeling about this Dalvin Cook news?
I'm good, man. Congratulations on the baby, first and foremost. But let's get all of the negative out the way, baby. The hell with that money, man. We ain't worried about no damn money. We going all in. You heard? We ain't
Oh,
worried about no
yeah.
egos and all of that bull, man. We going all in, and we just put the whole league on notice, baby. Buffalo, week 1, get ready because we already know y'all ain't got no run game, so y'all gonna be one dimensional all game. Y'all better be ready because y'all already know we got the Josh Allen killer, Quinn Williams himself. So, hey, Miami, y'all already know y'all can't hold a candle to us, boy. 40 to 17. We ain't worried about none of that. You heard? At the end of the day, my boy, hey, Jets all the way. The Dalvin Cook signing is a beautiful signing, baby, and we ain't worried about nothing, my guy. We got the offensive line. At the end of the day, everybody got offensive line problems. We got one of the quarterbacks that get rid of the ball the quickest, my guy. So it's gonna void some of that offensive line trouble out of here. I ain't trying to hear nothing this year, bro. Patriots, we already
100%.
welcome to the doormat of the league. Week 3, we coming for blood. We ain't playing with y'all at all. I don't even want to hear nothing from no Patriot fan. Welcome to the doormat of the league, baby. You already know what's good, Ryan. Jets.
Lowski, I love it. Dude, this dude brings the energy. I 100% love this dude. I don't care what Miami's doing. I don't care what Buffalo's doing. I don't care what New England's doing. They can suck on some rocks. They can kick rocks, pound sand, take a long walk off a short pier. They can all get out of here. The New York Jets 100% are loaded up for a ring. They're loaded up for a playoff run. They're here. They're ready to knock out the Bills, the Bengals, the Chiefs. They're trying to take clock away from those quarterbacks. Keep those guys on the sideline. Dalvin Cook, Brees Hall, 1-2 punch. These guys are going to average 4 yards a carry. You can run the ball 4
Yeah.
times. First down.
Let me
Next
tell you
play.
something, Ryan.
Run.
And let
First
me
down.
tell you something, Ryan. Ain't nobody scoring more than 13 points on that defense, my guy. Ain't nobody scoring more than. Think about the 2000 Ravens, my guy. Ain't nobody scoring more than 13 points. Tony Adams looked like the next coming of Ed Reed. Trust and believe, getting all of them picks, my guy. Let's not get it twisted. Ain't nobody throwing Sauce way. Ain't nobody throwing Sauce way. Don't even get it twisted. Come on, man. Jets.
Let's go, Lowski. Let's fucking go. Ah! Get me fired up. Oh, my heart rate going through the ceiling with Lowski on the phone. Getting me all sorts of amped up. Truman dropping in. Truman says, literally feeling like the Cheshire Cat. Looking at the AFC East, let's turn their just end the season chants into positive for Jet Nation. The Jet chant, the JETS chant, that's going to be heard Monday Night Football on 9/11 against the Bills when Aaron Rodgers dons his first Jet game, when Dalvin Cook goes against his brother, when the entire NFL watches what the Jets are about to do to the Bills. We are going to systematically dismantle them. They lost to Zach Wilson on a beautiful day without Brees Hall, AVT, and Corey Davis. You're telling me Aaron Rodgers in the fold, Dalvin Cook in the fold, that the Jets are not going to shove it down their throat? They're going to be gasping for air. David joins the show. David, how you doing tonight, brother?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Dude, I'm hanging in there. I'm feeling pretty good about this Dalvin Cook stuff. How you feeling?
Hey, oh, absolutely great, man. I just want to say congrats on your newborn.
Thank you.
And and yeah, like these. I just want to stick it to these Dolphins fans, like. So my best friend in the world is actually a Dolphins fan, and I just want to say screw the Dolphins and screw you to my best friend Palente, because this is how we do it, and he's gonna hear this, and this one's just for him. But to take it on another level, you know what? We did beat those guys last year with Zach Wilson. and the Bills have regressed, and we have obviously we're the elite dream team. Super excited. But I just want to touch up again on the Sean Payton, man. Screw this Sean Payton guy, dude. Okay, I know you remember me from last week. Okay, and I'm not.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna let this go. You're still one of my top guys. Screw Sean Payton. Screw the Broncos. And you know what? Screw the Patriots and screw the Patriots fans. Fuck these guys. Okay?
Oh, I
We're
love it.
finally gonna get what's ours. We're finally gonna get what's ours. You feel me?
Dude, I want to just hang so many points on the division rivals. Like, I want to beat the Patriots into submission. I hope we lock up the friggin' division by the time the last game of the season comes around and Zach Wilson comes in at the end of the year and hangs 40 on the fucking Pats.
40 burgers. I'm telling you, man. We're going to get a 60 burger on these guys. And you know what? The last time we beat the Patriots in Foxborough, that was in the regular season, not a playoff game. It was Brett Favre, another Green Bay Packers quarterback. So that's how far back this thing goes.
Dude, I didn't realize it was that long ago. I knew it was a long time. I didn't realize it was Favre, though.
Yeah, we beat him in the playoffs, I believe, with Sanchez, but that was a play. I'm talking about regular season.
Like regular season. Yeah, that was the year we beat him with Sanchez in the playoffs. Was the year they hung like 40 points on us, like in December. We got embarrassed.
My dude. Man, we got vengeance. We got blood. We coming for blood this year. I ain't messing around, man. I'm going to MetLife in the first game, and I tell you what, man. You know, I love the previous caller, but I do think this O-line thing, we need to fix that. We got to make sure we got to protect Rodgers. Yes, he can get the ball out quick, but I'm a little concerned with the Mackay situation, and you know, so that's a little bit worried, but I'm sure we're going to be fine. And you know, as long as we put these 40 burgers on these guys, once again, screw Sean Payton, screw the Broncos, screw Russell Wilson. Screw Mac Jones. Screw the Patriots. Let's go, baby. Jets, Jets, all day.
Oh, David, you've been ejected from the cockpit. I had to give you a little bit of the last rant there. I didn't eject you right at the zero because I wanted to hear that. That was exciting. Oh, man, Yankee Jet. Becoming the newest member of the Jets Talk 24/7 family, brother. Yankee Jet, thank you so much. Make sure you check out all the cool emojis that you get for being a member of the channel. Members, drop some JETS in the chat for our newest member, Yankee. You're the man. We're going to go back to Ryan. Ryan, how you doing again, brother?
All right, so the other couple points I wanted to make, this is important. So in 2017, A-Rod sold his house in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Okay? That means he's played 4 or 5 seasons without having a residence up there, which just shows you how he was not happy from that point going forward. Okay? That's number one. Number two, I honestly think that it was Russ that was the issue over in Denver, because if you think about it, when you saw, I don't know if it was One Jets Drive or his Hard Knocks, when you saw Hackett up there saying you need to pay attention to the quarterback because of all the different signals and all the different audibles and everything else. We don't want guys bumping into each other. I think Hackett, you know, went ahead and tried to install that with Russell Wilson, and Russell Wilson just couldn't do it and just couldn't keep up. I don't think it was Hackett. So fuck Sean Payton. And I honestly think, you know, with A-Rod buying a house in Jersey, I saw how happy he was just coaching the guys up during the Cleveland Brown game, how he was commentating, how he was dealing with the coach and dealing with the different players. I honestly think after he retires, he's going to get some ownership in the New York Jets, and I think that he possibly stay on with them as a quarterback's coach and work through the ranks, because I don't think that he wants to leave the organization in shambles. I don't think he wants. That's why he's not hurting us with a contract. And I severely think that he's going to stay for the long term beyond his playing time.
Ryan, you and I are cut from the same cloth because I literally have a thumbnail made. I have it queued up because I'm going to release a video tomorrow. And it's I don't know if I'm going to call it the 10-year plan or the long-term plan, whatever it is. But I 100% agree with you. I think Rodgers, when he made the move to New York, legacy was on his mind. Both from a Super Bowl perspective, whether he can get one or two more. He's never going to catch up to Brady at this point in his career. Never going to happen. But if he can win one or two more, winning one in New York is going to be 10 times the amount of Super Bowl anywhere else in the NFL. But if he can turn around Zach Wilson and make him a franchise quarterback after he leaves, whether that be 2, 3 years down the road, because I do think Zach would sign a 1-year contract, prove it deal, if that's what it took. I think he'd be willing to sit behind his idol, because winning in New York and being the franchise quarterback in New York means so much more. And I do think Rodgers is setting himself up to be the quarterback coach under his best friend, Nathaniel Hackett.
And as I said, I mean, I looked it up in 2017. He sold his house in Green Bay, which that tells me a lot, that he was not happy from that point on. I mean, think about it, dude. How crazy is it he bought a house in Jersey? If he's only going to be here,
it was what, 8 to 10 bedrooms? Like,
yeah,
he's planning to live there. What are you going to do for 10 bedrooms?
But if he's going to be there for 2 years, why would he buy a house? He wasn't living in Green Bay, dude.
Oh, yeah. No, he locked in. He's dialed in. He wants to be in this city. He knows if he wins here, they're going to build a fucking statue for him. If he wins 2 rings here, he's going into the Hall of Fame as a Jet. Screw the Packers. He's going in as a Jet. This guy loves New York.
He's going to be bigger than Mark Messier, Derek Jeter. I mean, he's going to be a fucking legend for years, dude. For years.
100%. Ryan, thank you so much for the call. You have been ejected from the cockpit. I got Thomas on the line next. I just want to get to a few super chats. I want to recognize Blitz Crew. Yeah, donating 5 channel memberships. Emanon gets a membership. Twisted gets a membership. PCR gets a membership. Jet King. Chronozon gets a membership. Boys and girls, drop some JETS for our 5 newest members, courtesy of Blitz Crew. Blitz Crew also hops in with a super chat. My friend, thank you so much. He says, we were top 5 in defense last year, with us being 29th in time of possession. Imagine our D with more time to rest and much better field position. I 100% agree. Let alone our offensive line. Our offensive line had a ton of issues. Aaron Rodgers getting rid of the ball instantaneously, going to make them drastically better. The Aaron Rodgers effect on this team cannot be understated. Like, we know quarterback has the biggest control of a team, and, you know, financially they get paid the most amount of money. Rodgers, the culture that he's instilling. I said this before, and I commented on one of Rich Eisen's videos, and I said there's 3 ways that the Jets could win this trade with Aaron Rodgers. 1, they win a Super Bowl while Rodgers is here. 2, Zach Wilson becomes a franchise quarterback. 3, Rodgers sets up a culture within the New York Jets, even if it's not Zach Wilson. If it's someone after that, quarterback beyond Zach Wilson that we don't even know about right now. If he sets up the foundation for this team to groom a quarterback the correct way, and maybe he becomes quarterback coach and then offensive coordinator, his legacy, turning around a flat-out bust in Zach Wilson. That's what everyone's calling it. At the time, before Rodgers got here, Zach Wilson's a bust. He's going to get traded. He should never see the field again. This is the last game of his career as a Jet. If he turns it around, and Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback that helped guide that turnaround, Tom Brady didn't do that. Jimmy Garoppolo, Brissett, Castle, those guys sat behind Brady. Brady wasn't necessarily the teacher. Those guys, Brady got his nipples in a twist. He's like, you got to trade that dude away from here because I don't want him sitting behind me. It's me or him. And obviously Belichick wanted Garoppolo. Kraft wanted Brady. Rodgers comes in, he grooms a young kid, let alone what happens with Jordan Love. If Jordan Love turns it around, makes it like maybe he's a franchise quarterback. It looks like after preseason game 1, he's looking pretty decent. You're telling me Rodgers now grooms Jordan Love and Zach Wilson, and maybe they both flourish after his presence leaves? Incredible. But Blitzcrew is 100% right as far as time of possession and where we could go on field position with this team. Neem Lassiter comes in, says, JETS, 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 Jets. Let's effing go. F the Crows, 100%. Let them die as they walk, as we soar towards the sky and they just drop. We have Ferris Grimm coming in, reminding us, RIP, Alex Collins died way too young, 29 years. I saw that happen on the Ravens tweeted that out. So sad. Such a young body of work. I don't know the circumstances that surround it, but absolutely sad for him and his family. We've got Thomas joining the show. Thomas, how you doing tonight, brother?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Talk to me. How you feeling about Dalvin Cook and everything surrounding the New York Jets?
All right, let me start with months ago I called in and I said that I don't know if you remember this, but I was like, we need Aaron Rodgers because he's old school quarterback. He can change the play. He sees it all. You probably remember this, but I called him one night and I was like, we need him and now you guys, I didn't even think of this, but you guys are right. Like he's going to change the organization. Like take a guy standing in front of the DTs and he's going to change the play. And now you guys are expanding it to like he's going to change the organization, which I agree with. I'm not saying anything different. Now, Dalvin Cook, yeah, obviously he's a great player. But his, a lot of running backs as they get older, their performance declines a little bit. I'm really concerned about the O-line. Like everyone's kind of minimizing it, and I'm seriously concerned with it. Like I just think that have you? All right, so the culture of the Jets has a problem. They have a problem with babying players. Becton, they babied him. The guy takes himself out of a game, and then they're gonna push him to this many plays, and then he comes out of the practice and he has this many plays, and they're happy to and then Zach Wilson. Man, Zach Wilson is not the future in my opinion. Every time you watch a replay of Zach Wilson play, all you have to do, the play with to Taylor, where he threw the big bomb to Taylor. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers said throw it to Taylor. When Zach Wilson has the foresight to know who he's throwing to, sure, anybody could do that, but he can't.
Oh, hold on. Install game
and he's
one.
not getting hit. And he's not getting hit.
First game of new offense, non-offense coordinator says, "Yo, you got to throw to Taylor. Got to throw to Taylor." That's coaching. That's teaching.
Can I make a bet with
that?
Can I make a bet with you?
What was that?
$100 bet right now that Zach Wilson will not be a franchise player for the Jets within 2 years.
I'm not going to take that bet. That's a silly bet because the
you don't
facts
feel that
are 100% on the side of him being a bust.
You don't feel certain?
What?
Yeah, he's a bust. He's a bust.
I
think we should all agree.
We've got 2 years to decide what Zach Wilson is. We're not exercising his fifth year option. It's not happening.
His uncle,
you're not guaranteeing him $23 million. But
his uncle
him being a backup behind Rodgers for 2 years, who knows what he's going to be in 3 years from now?
You know his uncle is the CEO of JetBlue, who has a relationship with the Jets.
Sure.
And I mean, this is nepotism. This is crazy nepotism. And this is crazy.
There's no way the Jets.
This is an NFL organization. Yeah, no, they did.
No,
guarantee
absolutely
you.
not. There's no way the Jets took him number 2 overall.
He has been terrible.
No.
2 years. Does anyone else have that leash?
No.
You're out of here.
No. You're wrong. There is no nepotism with JetBlue and the Jets taking Zach Wilson at number 2. No. That's not what happened. Now, if you want to say, the Jets got sponsored by JetBlue because of Zach Wilson, because his uncle is the CEO or whatever the hell he is, president, whatever it is, of JetBlue, that makes perfect sense. No questions. The Jets and Giants missed a golden opportunity to name their stadium either, what was it, Green Giant or JetBlue. 2 perfect sponsors for their stadium. There's no way that, look, I understand JetBlue. I understand the Jets. I understand Zach Wilson. I apologize for whoever was just on the line and he just left because he was about to be on the show right now. There he goes. Okay, Mike the Barber. Okay. But no, there's no way, there's no nepotism, nothing going on with the Jets and JetBlue. Get the hell out of here. Love you, dude. But not the case. Mike the Barber, what's up, dude? Welcome to the cockpit.
Hey guys, I'm real happy about the Dalvin Cook. I mean, it's another obvious asset I want to know what else are you looking at as far as offensive line trades, or what can we really do here?
So as far as offensive line trades, there's a few things that I've heard brought up a few different times, and it's the idea of possibly Ali. I saw you in the chat. You should hop back into the call in. So if you're listening, hop back over. If I had to look at trades, you're talking Lyle Collins, you're talking Jonah Williams, you're talking maybe David Bakhtiari or his backup Nijman or however you say his name. From Green Bay. And then there's also the kid from New Orleans. He is currently, I think he's currently a backup, but Joe Douglas scouted him while he was in Baltimore. Jets X Factor did a really good article on him at one point last season, and I don't remember exactly what it was. But I think those are the guys that you're kind of keeping an eye on. I don't think David Bakhtiari is realistically going to be an option for the New York Jets until next season.
Trade deadline looks like the most obvious. Probably, what we have now will keep us going for 8-9 games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think when you look at the tackle situation, you're looking at teams that implode towards the trade deadline. They're like, hey, like David Bakhtiari's got a $40 million cap hit next year. If you're getting towards the trade deadline and the Packers have just shit the bed, or their backup left tackle is showing enough promise that he's playing 85, 90% to the level of Bakhtiari is, then they'll trade Bakhtiari for whatever they can get for him. And at that point,
what I'm thinking.
I would make the trade 100%. I do think he's
Something will
ultimately going to be a
happen, though.
Jet at some point. I just believe it's going to be next year as opposed to this year.
Something will happen. I mean, we really need a left tackle, huh?
Mm-hmm. We need tackles in general. And that's why when I made the video earlier about Zach Martin and AVT possibly kicking out to one of the tackle spots, probably right tackle,
Right.
and then having McGovern and Tippmann as the guard center, whoever you want, wherever you want. And then you have either Becton or Brown as the other tackle. That kind of makes me feel better. I want to see Becton start. I really do. I think he's got far more upside than any of the tackles on this team.
He's just not consistent.
I know.
He can't stay healthy.
Yeah, you can't trust him. You can't have him be the standalone guy out there.
He's a good backup depth guy.
I don't want him to be the backup. I want him to be the starter until he can't start, and then I'll rely on Max Mitchell. Then I'll rely on Billy Turner. I don't want to rely on those guys right now. Yeah. Mike,
we need help.
Thank you so much for the call. You've been ejected from the cockpit. Ali, I'll give you 1 second. Give me just a sec. Ron Weiss says, hey, Ryan, that was the cockpit dump of all time. How's the babies, bud? They're good. Shay's sleeping. She just started walking this past week. We came home from the hospital on Saturday, and she's like, it looks like there's a windy storm in our living room, and she's like trying to keep herself up, but it's great. It's adorable. It's really cute. Ren, new baby, in the NICU right now. She's going to be in the NICU for probably the next 2 weeks, maybe 3. They told us 3 to 5, but it sounds like if she's hitting all the mile markers, which she has been so far, we'll get her home a little bit sooner. So thank you very much. We are very, very excited. Ron Weiss, reach out to me because Green Bean was just talking to me saying you were second on the ticket giveaway that he was doing or something along those lines. And I have extra tickets for the training camps. So reach out to me on jetstalk247@gmail.com, and I will make sure you and your wife get tickets to whichever training camp you're looking to go to. Because I've got a bunch of tickets for the 17th. We're going to give out tickets tomorrow at some point. And I think I have more tickets for the 23rd. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to go to the 16th, so I might be giving away my tickets as well. So reach out to me. I want to make sure you get those tickets because Green Bean was talking to me about it, and I want to make sure you're set up with them. All right, we got Ali and oh no, Ali, what happened? You were just there. I was just about to go to you. All right, Ali, I will go to you in just a second, but we're going to go to Thomas. Thomas, how you doing tonight, brother?
All right, same Thomas as before.
That's all right.
All right, we'll get off on that. Let's go back to like Dalvin Cook. Like, I'm all for obviously this immense talent coming on board. That's amazing. No airplane pun there, but I just think that I think it's wonderful. Sure, it's great. I feel great about it. I love the guy. I think he's an amazing talent. But we got the O line, the O line and the D line. Like I just watched the 30 for 30 in the Baltimore Ravens recently, and
Sure.
they had all the former players come on. It was great, and they were just. I mean, they had what was his name? Bucks quarterback, the quarterback that won the Super Bowl with them, 2001 was it? The Ravens.
Yeah.
What was his name? What was the quarterback's name?
Bowler, Kyle Bowler.
No, it wasn't him. It was he was a Bucks quarterback. Anyway.
Oh, Dilfer.
Dilfer. Thank you. I couldn't think of his name. But
Sorry.
yeah, he's like a side. He's I thank you. He's a side note in history. But I loved him. I loved when he played for the Bucks. I used to live in Sarasota, so I like the Bucks.
Oh,
too,
my parents
but I'm
live
a
in
Jets
Sarasota
fan.
right now. It's beautiful.
I mean,
incredible.
Great place. Used to back in the day, my dad brought me to the University of Tampa, and I saw Marino and Testaverde shake hands.
Oh, no way! That's pretty
really cool. Yeah. Through a chain link fence. I mean, they were like 20 feet away or something. Anyway,
That's all right.
but like I'm just really concerned about the O line. And I want to hear your thoughts more on that. I want to hear the fans talk about it more because the steam engine seems to be progressing towards one destination, and the O line is kind of like, oh, they talk about it much more than many organizations. I have to give them credit for that, but it is a concern in my view.
Look, offensive line is a big concern, 100%. Our tackles more so than anything else, and I think center, whether it's McGovern or Tippmann, I feel comfortable one of the two. AVT, love him at guard. If you can kick him out to tackle, I think that's the worst case scenario. If you don't feel comfortable with your tackles, you move him out to tackle, and then you make McGovern and Tippmann kind of split those guard spots. And then you have, Brown on one side, which I think they're slowing his, they have a handshake agreement behind the closed doors. I think he's definitely ready to go, and he just doesn't want to do in training camp. Go.
Before I get cut off, I just want to say, why? I mean, Dalvin Cook, sure, but we got some decent Israel. I mean, I love the guy. I think he could be sick. And why didn't we bring in somebody at O-line? We could bring in some.
Who do you want to bring in? We got
$10
million left. We got $8 million left. Whatever it is, we still got money.
Player. I can't think of his name.
I can't think of your name. You've been ejected.
You're out of here.
Thomas, thank you so much for the call. We got Ali joining the show. Ali, how you doing tonight, brother? Ali from loyal NY Jet fans, make sure you check your mic because I can't hear you right now. And brother, I see you. I see your volume clicked. Try it again. One more click. All right. Now try talking. Ali, call me back. I'll answer you as soon as you call back in. We're going to go to Dylan. Dylan G, how you doing tonight, brother? How you doing tonight?
Hey, Ryan. How's it going, buddy?
I'm feeling good. How you feeling about this Dalvin Cook news?
Oh, I'm pumped up, man. I mean, I'm at the level of where I was when it was early March when we all heard about Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, dude, I was like,
just
beating
because
my chest. Beck was like, what's going on? I'm
Dude,
like, I'm gonna run through the wall.
I was in the living room and my girlfriend thought something really bad happened because I'm like, holy shit. And she's like, what? She comes running into the living room and I'm on my phone. She thought, I don't know, just thought something, really bad happened. And I'm like, no, you're not really going to care too much about this. It's just a Jets related thing. We got Cook. We've been wanting to get him for a while. Now, I mean, at least he's been in, the news going to training camp, which is really weird. To having, a free agent do that. I mean, it's almost for him not to sign and him to do that would almost be the most Jets thing in the world. And I'm so glad it actually worked out because we have
had Anthony Barr type vibes, like Tyreek Hill, we almost had him.
Exactly, I was thinking that Tyreek Hill, that whole an hour and a half time period of that Tyreek Hill incident. last year. But obviously this whole thing was going down for a few weeks. We kind of knew, we kind of didn't know. A lot of the people in social media were really divided. They're like, we're not getting him. He's just using us for bait. He wants to go home, but the power of Rodgers, man, is pretty incredible. And what he's been doing to this organization, you can see it in One Jets Drive. You can see it in Hard Knocks. I mean, the way he speaks, he's embodying a true leader, and I think that's really what he wants to be.
100%. I think there's value on. Yeah.
What's
go
that?
for it. I was gonna say I think there's value for him grooming guys. But yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely, and I could see how like Green Bay fans kind of being annoyed with it because like why didn't he do this in Wisconsin? He should have been that leader. But now he's got some revival. Something happened to him. He has a defense.
I feel like it was like 15 years of like, we're not going to draft you a running back, we're not going to draft you a wide receiver, we're not going to draft you tight end, and we're just going to wait.
And now he has a team. And honestly, he has an O line. I believe in the O line. Last year we were mid tier. I think we're going to be better. Honestly, I don't think we're going to be as bad. So
boom. You've been ejected, my friend. Thank you so much for the call. Brick City coming up next. We got Phil dropping in a super chat real quick. He said, maybe we get lucky. Cut time. Pick up an offensive lineman. Your thoughts? Yeah, it sucks because like offensive linemen are not easy to find. Not easy to find, especially on cut down day when you're talking about other teams having waiver priority. The Jets are sitting currently in 13th right now. So there's going to be 12 teams ahead of us that could take an offensive lineman. I would have no problem going after an offensive lineman that shakes free or that you have to trade for. I do think there is enough concern around offensive line. And I think Rodgers is starting to show a little bit of frustration. We heard some reports coming out of camp about that. So, Phil, I completely agree with you. I just don't know who that's going to be. Who's going to get cut? I think it might end up having to be a trade. We got Brick City joining the show. Brick City, how you doing? Then we're going to go to Ali. Then we're going to go to Lowski. So, Brick City, what's up, dude?
I'm doing great, man. Finally made it to your show. Finally. Congrats on the baby. I have a 3-year-old myself. So I'm just going to say this real quick. Boy. Definitely Jet fan. He already was a Jet fan already, man. I just want to give you your flowers. You're doing an amazing job. I just want to give a quick shout out to my brother who always watches your show, Hakeem Ali. That's my brother. I love you. Finally, you get to see me on the show. Everybody done hit the points and past callers about the defense. I'm excited, man. We finally got a quarterback. I'm hoping that Zach Wilson is going to turn out to be salvageable. I think Joe Douglas is going to make some moves on the offensive line. We're going to kill the AFC East. The Fish are dead. The Patriots are dead. It's over. The Giants. Well, we don't play the Giants this year. I think we play the Giants this year. I don't care. They're dead too. Aaron Rodgers is going to give us not one, but 2 Super Bowl rings. I guarantee it. Joe Namath style. Our defense is nasty. Our offense is going to be explosive. I just hope Corey Davis can stay healthy and catch the ball. The dynamic. I'm super hyped up by signing of Dalvin Cook.
If we get 17 games out of Corey Davis, I think he has a better season than Allen Lazard. It's just a matter of if he can stay healthy. I really like Corey Davis. I'm bullish on him right now.
And a lot of people's not talking about Hardman. Now, Hardman, I can see to where we can put Hardman in some plays where Hardman and Garrett Wilson can be in the slot. That is dangerous combination. We got speed, we got possession power guys. We gonna add knowing Hackett from Green Bay and Jaguars before I get kicked out the cockpit. We watch the tight ends get some work too. So it's going to be a great magical year. I'm happy, man. God bless you and the baby again. And Jets, Jets. You already know, baby, Brick City Jet fan. Let's go. Fan since '96. Let's go. Let's go, baby.
Brick City, you've been ejected from the cockpit. Oh, that was fun. Ali, I keep seeing you popping in and out. I'll answer you when you come back in, but we're going to King Lowski again. How you feeling, brother?
Hey, Ryan, man, I just keep hearing about this O-line, man. Hey, let me ask you a question, Ryan. Sure. How many penalties did you hear? in the preseason game from the old line.
So the game 1 Hall of Fame, lots of pre-snap penalties, both from the offensive side and
Right,
defensive side. Game 2,
right.
much less. Very much improved in 1 week.
Hey, my point exactly. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
the old line just got to jail and move as one unit, man. We ain't got to. Y'all just sit back and relax. The old line is gonna be okay because they only got to hold the line for 4 or 5 seconds. I know
Mm-hmm.
it's a lifetime in the NFL. I understand that, but the ball will be released, baby. It's gonna be out the man's hand. The run game, we have 4 comparable running backs, man. I'm not trying to hear nothing about this old line, man. The old line, okay, like I said before, everybody got old line problems, man. Everybody.
Oh
Down
yeah,
to the Eagles, who got one of the best in the league. Am I right or wrong, Ryan? Come on,
dude.
bro.
Great
At the end of
offensive
the
line,
day,
great running
nah,
game.
go ahead.
But everyone's got offensive line problems. It's happened since the 2012 or whatever it was CBA when they limited the amount of offensive line snaps in practice. It's been an issue
Yes,
since
sir.
then. So it's been a premium for offensive linemen.
That's what I'm saying, Ryan. Hey, Makai Beckham is gonna jail. He's gonna jail, man. Y'all just give him time. The
Mm-hmm.
man lost weight. He's serious about putting this work in. Give him time. Damn,
Mm-hmm.
man. We all need time to just jail. The Jets is gonna be okay, baby. Like I said, ain't nobody seeing us in the AFC East. Y'all can cancel that. I was on the AFC Roundtable live stream when they was playing the game when they announced the Dalvin Cook news. Oh, everybody's face went cold. The whole room face went cold. And y'all thought Richie was trolling. Y'all thought Richie was trolling. Nah, Richie wasn't trolling. Yeah, Dalvin Cook is a Jet, baby. And y'all better be put on notice that we coming and we ain't playing with nobody. I promise you that, Ryan. I promise you that.
Dude, Richie and I have been all sorts of amped up going back and forth. We've been going to like every camp together, and he's like, "Yo, you got to come on the round table, starting Mondays next week." So it was going to be this week. I think Richie or I think Jack was on with him this week, so I'll be on with him next week. But
Yeah,
dude, I can only
yeah,
imagine. I can't wait to see the replay on this.
hey man, I can't. Hey, it's phenomenal. It's epic to see TD's face. Like, nah, you lying.
Boom! Oh, that makes me so happy to watch TD get all sorts of squirmy and not feeling great. Makes me all sorts of excited. Boys and girls, we've got Ali joining the show. Ali, how you feeling tonight? Can you hear me?
What's going on, Ryan? How are you?
Yahtzee, okay. How you feeling about Dalvin Cook, brother?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. It's the perfect piece for this team. I think it's a player that we definitely needed because if you want to go win a Super Bowl, you need to get whatever is available that's good. And Dalvin Cook is the definition of all-star. So
Oh,
you bring in
full
Dalvin
bore.
Cook in, and he's going to help you out. He's not going to be the number one guy. I think Brees Hall and then we'll split carries, but that's good for Dalvin Cook and Brees Hall, who's coming off injury, and Dalvin Cook also. So I think it works perfectly for the Jets.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you're talking about, and Blitzcrew said it earlier, having the ability to keep Burrow and to keep Lamar and to keep Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes off the field. Like 1-2 punch. Ali, can you name a better 1-2 punch in the league than the Jets right now? Even anything close?
Hell no. Hell no. Because this team is ready to win, and I think a lot has to do. You got to give Joe Douglas the credit, from what we saw last year. And remember a couple years ago when we had freaking, Stephen Hill on the field and these guys. And now look at this team. Like, this team is actually some team that you guys want to watch and other fans want to watch because the Jets were the Jets, but now the Jets are the Jets, the New York Jets that you want to watch.
Damn
And
right we are.
I'm not just trying to hype them up. It's true. Across the board on defense, it could be a top 5 defense and it could also be a top 5 offense now. You have both sides of the ball that can go and create havoc. And I feel like the Chiefs are not going to write us off. Cowboys are not going to write us off. And the first 5 games I was actually worried about. But now with Dalvin Cook and me not worried as much as Brees Hall injury, it kind of warns me a little bit because at least we have a running back that I can trust that can take the load and possibly win us the game.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, God forbid something happens to Brees, you feel comfortable that Cook can at least carry the load. And even if you think he's declining, like that's okay. I'll take a declining Cook as our running back too. Like no questions asked. And then you got Izzy behind him, you got Carter behind him. Like there are plenty of weapons that the Jets can use. And these guys are going to be fresher not only later into the season, but later into just games. Look at how Quinnen Williams is playing 60% of the snaps and you're getting 100% stamina out of him. It is about the quality of each snap, not the quantity of snaps that you have. And I think that's true for the defensive line as much as it's true for the running back room. Ali, thank you so much for your call. You have been ejected from the cockpit. Ali, I love you, brother. All right. Gonna end it there. We're gonna close off our poll question. 721 people voted on this. 66% of you say Bam Knight is the odd man out. 18% say neither. 14% say Michael Carter. So it sounds like Michael Carter's staying on the team. Or it sounds from you guys. Boys and girls, it has been a lot of fun talking Jets football with you. My name's Ryan. We got Dalvin fucking Cook on our team. It is just a shade before 11 o'clock at night. Make sure you let me know what you're feeling in the comment section down below. If I didn't get to answer your question, want to hear it down below, I'll answer you in the comment section. Boys and girls, thank you so much for wasting your time in the cockpit. My name's Ryan. This is Jets Talk. Signing off. Jets!
Jets! Jets!